So this is, once again, I want to do a video. I did one earlier on this case. This is the Kevin West case. He was convicted of the killing of his wife, was sentenced to life. He was a 28-year veteran fireman of, I believe it's the, the fire department in Indiana, I believe Eugene, Indiana. He was a battalion chief, which is, pretty high up there. So respected member of his community, but unfortunately he was in a bad marriage for most of his life, I think 20 years. And many mistakes that he made in that marriage led to basically this tragic situation. Now again, I don't condone it, but he was a good guy, public servant, hero of the community. Risked his life, paramedic, good father, loving father, never had any, but it looks like from all the evidence, that he snapped, but again, I think everybody's capable of situations like this when all the holes of the Swiss cheese align. You've allowed yourself to be in a bad marriage for this long. You've allowed the pain to grow. You've talked about it to other people. You're having an affair. I mean, it's spiraling out of control. Affairs are happening. You've talked to people. They know how bad your marriage is. You don't realize how bad it looks. Like I said, all the holes of Swiss cheese aligned, and I think he made a tragic decision. So anyway, I think there's lessons to be learned by men and by women, so that we don't have this happen ever again. We want to stop these. If we can stop even just 1, 2, 3, as many as we can. I do this. I'm a 22-year law enforcement officer. Much experience, and I'll give some advice on that. But I'm also a guy that's been out here dating, learning about dating, attacking my own personal issues. 50 years old, had a lot of experience, have a lot of wisdom, don't know everything, just my opinions. Not a jack of all trades and a master of none. So these are just my opinions of a 50-year-old man trying to make it out there, but have done some work. And hopefully I can help out some people, with what I've learned. So anyway, let's take a look at this and see how it goes. This is the closing arguments, I believe.
Appeared to be a tragedy. A 48-year-old man dying unexpectedly after a loving marriage. A 911 call, a seizure turned to cardiac arrest, CPR, her husband, a firefighter, performing resuscitation efforts. A hero turned grieving widower. And for a moment, just like the first responders, you may have thought how long it was.
So he said it was a seizure at first.
On first impressions.
So just real quick he said it was a seizure. His wife had a seizure. As they start investigating it, it looks like a strangulation. And just to let people know, this is very common that men will do this. And being in law enforcement, I did a lot of strangulations. I did a lot of domestic violence, and a lot of them are attempted strangulations. One of my worst ones, a lady had what's called petechiae, bruising around throat. I went ahead and arrested that guy, walked the warrant through, and arrested him. So I put my life on the line to make sure that this stuff doesn't happen, and those that do it, are put in front of the judge and to see what happens to them. But again, I don't condone any of this stuff. But again, it only takes about 13 to 15 seconds for a strong man to complete a strangulation. That is so. It is very, very dangerous for women, and it is very, very dangerous for men. To even grab a neck. But it's epidemic levels. I've made so many chokings, and I don't know why. It's a natural instinct when men get very upset. Not saying it's okay, but anyway. But that's the deal.
This is a case decided on ethics. And when you look closely, when you look beneath the surface, the story the defendant told falls apart. It falls apart for a number of reasons. But it's proven blatantly untrue based on Marcy's body and his body. Now, the first thing that I want to address is the autopsy. What does her body tell us? Her body's going to tell us what happened to her. So you'll recall.
I'm going to skip ahead. She has bruising of the carotid arteries. She has abrasions and a bruise in the back of the head. So he says a seizure, but there's bilateral bruising of the carotid artery, which means a hand around the neck, and there's an abrasion by the ear, like maybe a fingernail or something, and then there's bruising on the back of the head. I just want to, we can go forward and know how to deal with all that. So anyway, from the medical examiner, looks like strangulation. Move forward.
And left were early. He was so upset. And Katie Litton tells you that she was asking him about the divorce. And he said, I can't. I'm stuck.
Okay, once again, loose lips sink ships. He's in a divorce. We heard this again on the Rastelli case. She said she was stuck. These people in emotional situations, again, don't get yourself stuck in an emotional situation. Men, get out of them. And it's not the end of the world. Listen, and this is just coming from a man living in 50 years. I have lost everything and regained everything. So you can lose everything. You can lose everything. Your house, trust me, you can make it all back. You know, I don't want to go too into my but trust me, I've given up all my personal possessions and regained them back. Sometimes you fail and you got to come back, but you can sometimes men, especially like him, he was very successful throughout his life, and he had a nice house, beautiful house, close to $1 million. It was like, close to, $600,000, something like that. But again, he liked the appearance. He had a nice truck. Nothing wrong with that. But they get scared of losing their possessions, their way of life. You got to be willing to let all that go for your happiness. Okay? I'm just saying. You know, because what happens is you get stuck in this situation, number one, and what's always going to happen, because he looked into getting a divorce, and sometimes we get fatalistic. Oh, I can't do it, without even trying. Because what? Fear makes you think that all situations are going to be much worse than they really are. And then after you go through it, you're like, oh, it wasn't so bad, So anyway.
His financial situation hasn't changed. In fact, it's arguably getting worse, as you see in the text messages. Now, the timeline in this particular case matters. It tells us the how. So, in this case, starts a number quite a while earlier. It starts actually in July when he meets up with Cynthia for the first time.
Again, the pain from his relationship, not getting out of his marriage. If you're in a sexless marriage, if you're sleeping in separate rooms, if you're in a loveless relationship, you're in pain, man. Get out. Get out. So what's he do? He reaches out to an old affair partner. Scarcity mindset 2 on that. An old affair partner is the best he could come up with. And he starts seeing her and overinvest in that relationship hardcore. So again, your wife suddenly dies and you're having an affair. Not a good look. Not a good look, but that's because he's in pain. So if you're in a sexless marriage, if you're talking to people about your bad marriage, understand how bad that looks. Understand how much pain you're in, and what you're going to do is when you find some, sunlight in through the dark, you're going to fall in love.
After they rekindle their relationship. But for purposes of this timeline, we're going to start on December 13th. So we're talking about 3 weeks prior to Marcy's death. December 13th, they have a pretty big fight. We read most of it to you. You'll have the text messages that you'll be able to review during deliberations. But Marcy's telling Kevin, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm really tired of being berated. You have stated your feelings, and I hear you. You haven't said one nice thing.
Okay, and listen, when a woman says this, I'm sorry you feel that way, she's done. She's checked out. You've got to go. You've got to go. When your wife talks like this, you've got to go. This is December 13th. 2 weeks later, maybe 3 weeks later, his wife passes away. Probably at his hand. Again, Get out of these situations. Make a
Give
plan.
2 weeks to find somewhere to go.
Neither of them did, though.
The next day, December 14th, Marcy has a safari search for apartments for rent in Washington. She knows the marriage is on the way out. Presumably,
She knows the marriage is on the way out, and she didn't care. She was checked out. She had been checked out for a while. I mean, when you're in a sexless marriage, your wife's checked out. Never be in one of those. Get out.
on Christmas, he's writing these Christmas cards that you have. Detective Arby's already read them to you. But
And these are sappy romantic Christmas cards he wrote to his lover. Because he's in pain, he's obsessed with this affair that is allowing him a little bit of pleasure, and he's gotten a little bit of taste of how it feels to be loved again. But he's over investing in it. And that's what happens when you're in that much pain. When you find solace, you'll do stupid things like this.
I one little portion for you here. From the Christmas tree to the food we prepare, to the home we make, to the decorations we display, our love will be present everywhere. Next year, 2024, will be our year. We will be together celebrating every day with love and understanding of what it means for you and I to be together. Our story will ring in the new year, for loud for all to hear. I love you, Cynthia. Love forever and always, Kevin.
I mean, that is sappy as sappy can get. Love you forever and always. That is very effeminate. Okay, but he's in pain. I get it. But you got to get out of that pain, so you're not sending sappy stuff forever and all. And he hasn't even made any plans to get divorced hardly. You know, and he's living this fantasy. Gentlemen, do not live fantasies. Live in the real world. Detach from the situation, but don't live in don't be living fantasy land. It'll get you in trouble. Women don't like that kind of
was
stuff.
going to be their year. That was what it was all happening. And this is how we know there was an actual plan, right? You'll recall in the interview that Mr. West had with law enforcement.
Bingo. Now I'll get put on my police hat. Do not talk to law enforcement until you have your lawyer present. This is what they'll, and the reason I'm not saying don't cooperate, never obstruct law enforcement, always cooperate, but cooperate with your lawyer. You have a right to that. Now listen, he did it. He thought he was being cool. You know, he's going to be Mr. Nice Guy, and they're not there to look out for you. They're there to get your story so that when you change your story later, because you don't have your lawyer with you, that you can't, they're going to hold it against you. Watch them. What's the first statement of the Miranda warning? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can, and what's the other? Will be used against you. Watch them use it against them.
Asked him, was there a plan to leave? He says, that was false. There was a plan. He had retained an attorney, and he had told multiple people when exactly he was moving.
Because statements changed, because what he told law enforcement and what they find out in the text message and stuff, that's two different statements. If he had shut his mouth, and his lawyer's going to tell you to shut your mouth so they can give you, the correct narrative, I'm just saying, your lawyer will protect your interests.
Alright, so exhibits 181 and 173 are text messages that you'll have. So, on January 3rd of 2024, so we're talking 5 days prior to Marcy's death at this point, the defendant texts Walter Ward, who is Cynthia's mother, that he will be moving out on the 8th.
And here's the thing: because he's in such pain, he's oversharing. This is his mother, quote unquote, mother-in-law and father-in-law to be, and he's way over invested in them too. They don't care. I think they're placating him and acting like they care. He is way oversharing with them. They don't care. People don't care that much.
And turning on the light. He's also texting with Paul Person, who is Cynthia's brother.
Yeah.
Same day. And he says, I'm moving out on Monday, which was January 8th. You'll have a calendar to double check.
Moving out on Monday, and his wife dies that day.
And papers are done.
Shut your mouth.
January 9th. I know where I sit. So now we jump to the night prior to Marcy's death. January 7th of 2020, or 2024, right? And on this day where he's having this amazing night with Marcy and they're making love.
Yes, he's having this love affair. It's all up in his phone. And he, sometimes, he tries to tell his narrative and he doesn't realize how stupid he sounds, And you don't sometimes when you're trying to tell your own narrative. And he says how he made love with his wife and he watched movies all night with her and they had a great time. Oh, she just ended up dead from a seizure. And that's not, people are like rolling their eyes. But when the police asked him once again, get a lawyer, when they asked him what movies you watch, he's like, I don't know. You don't remember the movies you watched the day before your wife had a seizure and died? Come on.
He's texting his mistress's mother. Just felt the need to send him a message.
Okay. Once again, he's in pain from his marriage of 20 years. Loveless, sexless marriage. But, guys, mother-in-laws don't care this much. Do not send messages like this. This is way too long, over-invested. This shows how much pain he's in. And he thinks that this is his... It'd almost be like not having air. And that first breath of air, he's finally found some solace. But this is... I don't know his mother-in-law, but she's got to be turned off. His the mother, quote unquote mother-in-law to be, the girl he's dating is almost 50 or something. This lady's she's probably met numerous guys his affair partners dated. You're just another one, dude. Like, yeah, look at it's sappy as hell.
Today has been a tough day. I keep thinking about how happy I was yesterday and how we laughed. I want you to know how spiritually connected Cynthia and I are. We have something so incredibly special.
I want you to know how spiritually connected. That sounds so female. Cynthia and I are. We have something so incredibly special. Come on, man. Yesterday, talking with you, her and I together felt so great. I can't explain the familiarity and love I have for both of you. These are elderly people with a 50-year-old, they're probably like, what? You are my family. He's still in a marriage, hadn't gotten divorced just yet, of 20 years, and all of a sudden in 6 months he's got family. I feel like we always have been. Thank you for your love and support. I will never be able to express how much that it means to me. I love Cynthia to tears and always will give her my all. Love you, Mom. This is overly invested. This is fantasy land. This is a man who's seeking, solace from pain. I'm not a psychologist, but come on. Just from common sense from one person to another. He also tells her, please know how strong we are and that nothing will ever come between us. Dude, you don't know. Let's be some pragmatists here. Heart emoji. Dude, I love you so much, and I'm leaning on you today because I feel so close to you. Cynthia has shared your struggles through life, and I know how strong you are. I don't want to worry. My mom and I need you. I miss Cynthia so much, and though we are so close to being together today, it's hard because I miss her so much. I absolutely ache for her, wishing morning would come. I'm so sorry for leaning on you, but you are someone I so trust. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. I'll never let go when she is, I just.
Yesterday, talking about her and I together felt so great. I
This
can't
is
explain the familiarity and love I have for both of you. You are my family, and I feel like we always have been. Thank you for your love and support. I will never be able to express how much that means.
Okay, move forward.
Wishing tomorrow would come.
Okay.
And she vomited that he went back downstairs and was scrolling on his phone. Why is he changing that? Well, he told you. Because the Apple Health data came to light. So now...
Again, his story with law enforcement not matching his data on his phone. Once again, get your lawyer.
...account for why his phone's moving around a lot. Because it was inconsistent with his story that he told to law enforcement. The Apple Health data didn't match up. So now he's got to tweak it a little bit. So let's look at the Apple Health data because it's crucial in this case. All right. At 12:09.
Okay, your phone will get you in trouble. Steps. Take 143, 164. What? You know, get you a lawyer. But don't do this. I mean, dude, you know, that's why you got to get out of this stuff before you get into this stuff. Because he's up a creek without a paddle, you know. But he should have gotten out of his marriage long ago. I mean, look at, he's doing stuff that is just, you know. Anyway.
We have...
And this is the thing. Don't think any of us aren't capable of this if we're in a bad situation. That's why I'm, you know, I've been in bad relationships and the pain is tremendous. I've been in sexless marriages, sexless relationships. The pain is tremendous. And a little affection from somebody feels like, you know, an oasis in a desert. And that's what he's experiencing. And anybody's capable of this. If anyone says, "Oh, I wouldn't do that. I'd never," you're being ignorant.
That same day, he was showing her the...
Let's go back to that text.
20th is the birthday party / gathering, depending on who you ask.
I mean, here's, again, this is the oasis in the desert. He's finally get. Cynthia has been such a huge support to me. I know it's so hard for her not being able to be here and doing more. I want you to know that she is filling me up with so much love, and I would never be able to go through this without her. He later tells her that he is taking his sister down to see Cynthia so they can finally meet that day. Yeah. And then he's texting, this is, I guess her mom. I just want to say hi, heart emoji, I love you. So in love with your daughter. Okay, so that's what he's telling her. So in love with your daughter, heart emoji. Just want her daughter? Like, you see, I mean, I'm just saying, dude.
For Kevin at his house, when Cynthia comes over and is introduced to the kid.
I mean, he's parading her around 10 days after the relationship. Just not a good look.
Erases Marcy from his life almost immediately.
Takes down all her pictures.
He removes pictures of her from the walls and hides them. He gets rid of their bedroom furniture.
This is a man who's been in pain for 20 years. But this is a man who's avoided leading that relationship and taking care of business for 20 years. And now look what happens.
Belongings. He deletes her contact from his phone.
Jesus.
Unless he never had it saved in the first place. He brings his mistress into the home he shared with Marcy in 12 days and introduces her to the children. He deletes incriminating messages from his phone after he has contact with police. There's a number of messages, and you'll have all the text messages. You'll be able to review them during your deliberations. And in those text messages, you can see the dates that they're deleted. A number of them were deleted January 26th. So those weren't deleted to hide them from Marcy. Who was he hiding them from? This is not grief. This is a man who could not be more ready to move on.
Correct.
And he's deleting the messages before he got any conflict. So I want to discuss the jury instructions with you. The judge just read them. There's a number of them.
Okay, we don't need the jury instructions. But anyway, so what did we learn? when you're in these situations, you got to get out. You're in so much pain. When you find a little air, you're gonna, you know. But again, I'm gonna go. Never send text messages like that. A man got to be a man. Men don't send long text messages. Men are very direct, very assertive, very dominant, very direct, goal oriented. That is, and maybe that again there are outliers, but you send that to I'm 50, so I'm talking to guys kind of anywhere from 30 to 50. Their mothers, their daughter has been in numerous relationships, even their fathers. You ain't gonna be special. They may treat you as special. They may like you, but you ain't. You're just another dude that she's dated. She's just another dude she's banging for now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm trying to be rude about it, but if they can care about you. But at the end of the day, I love yous, and let them say that to you. But you can't be. You can't be showing that. They usually, and especially mother-in-laws, they don't have the ability to love you like that. They don't want a man to act like that. I love you so much. She's forever in my life. Whenever you're with somebody, even I met special women, very special women recently, and as special as they are, I know that I can be okay on my own. You have to know that. You have to know that they may have the opportunity to, or they may have the will to. They have free will, and they can just walk off on you, whatever. I mean, it's okay. You'll be okay with them. You'll be okay without them. You can still love them dearly. But this whole, I can't go on, I got everything in my life. And most women don't think like that. Most women are not that sappy. Most women are not that romantic. Women are pragmatic. They want their men strong. They want their men logical, rational, and emotionally in control. And to me, those text messages sounded very emotionally out of control, very emotionally obsessed, almost to a, fantasy land level. And to me, most women are going to be turned off by that. You have to be masculine, assertive, dominant, direct. You can still be a loving guy, but get rid of the emojis, guys. And don't send too many GIFs. Men are direct, short messages, direct to the point. No heart emojis, laughing emojis, very limited, unless you know her that well. Very limited on those too, though. Men don't do emojis. That's women. Go look at women. The emoji. That's not manly. I'm just saying. But again, and also talking to other people about your bad marriage. People don't, being negative, he talked to a lot of people. They saw it, and I'm going to do one more video on him, when he testifies. And his wife only came to like one fireman event, and he was upset about it. I mean, yeah. And people see it. That's not a good look. When your girl's not supporting you, people are like, oh, what's up with? People are going to be talking, your appearance, and, do not tell people about your bad marriage, because when stuff like this happens, all his employees and all his buddies, because they're trying to be supportive of him, but they also want to tell the truth, because they're probably supportive of his wife who, met an untimely death, and they tell the truth, and he was saying a lot of bad things. He didn't realize how bad it looked. He was in pain. I get it, but a man that's in a sexless, loveless, non-affectionate marriage, men need that. He was in so much pain and didn't realize. And so when all the crap hit the fan, all the holes in Swiss cheese aligned, he made a tragic mistake for probably a couple of seconds. Could be a minute, whatever. He's lived a wonderful life up until then, and then and now it's affected, as it should, it's affected the rest of his life. And a great woman's not here anymore. And that's what I want you guys to get out of these things. Do not stay in pain. Do not think they're going to get better. He says at one point, he prayed for it to get better. Don't pray these things to get better. You either take action for them to get better, or you get out. There's so many people in the world. You deserve better, and life is short. Love yourself. Respect yourself. You deserve to be loved. And again, I'm not going hard on his wife, But if she's not showing them love, if she's not showing them intimacy, you deserve that. Do not stay in a loveless marriage. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope it helps some men and women have better relationships. That's why I do this. These are just my opinions. I'm just a regular dude trying to help out. And see you on the next one.